Guess who? Oh, not that it's that hard, but guess anyway, just 'cause. So, over here I have my first ever, get this, movie review. What? Yeah, that's right. First ever real movie review, because that one I did for that short movie, which I also did, does not really count as a proper movie review. Although I will be using the same rating system, out of 10. 10 being like brilliant, like incredible really, and then 0 and then 1 being terrible, basically. So, time to get started. Now, you may be wondering, what kind of movie should I review? And actually, for a while, I was wondering that myself. I mean, what do I review? My first ever YouTube video? This is like going to be with me forever. Well, not my first YouTube video, but my first movie review on YouTube. My first proper movie review on YouTube. Everybody's going to remember this, especially me, so I need to make this worthwhile. So what kind of movie do I talk about? What, do I talk about something I've seen recently, something that I love, something that I hate, something that I just have, or something that I wish I could never watch again? Or just something I've seen a bit of, or something I wish was better, or wish was worse? Well, I don't really think there's any movie you can wish was worse, but I'm just saying that now, just in case there is anybody who wishes that. So, I have finally decided what I should review, and that is my favorite movie that I'm going to review. Now, you may be wondering, what is my favorite movie? Keep wondering for a few seconds, pause this video, comment, and then I'll tell you. Okay, so if you've done that, then I'm now going to tell you what my favorite movie is. And my favorite movie of all time is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Woo! This movie is absolutely awesome in every sense of the word. This is the best movie ever made. It's definite for me. I don't care what anybody says about this movie. I completely disagree if it's not positive, if it's not extremely positive. Now, maybe I'm going a bit too much into my own opinion. I'm going to tell you now why it is the best. Okay, first of all, people often criticize movies in terms of their length. Now, in my opinion, long movies aren't really that bad so long as they have enough in them. And I actually do have a bit of a problem with short movies, like about an hour and a half movies, because I sometimes think they're too short that I want to see more. Like, one of my biggest problems is with Gravity, which was a great movie, and ironically is also a sci-fi just like this one. And that movie's like really short, and I just wish it could have been longer. This movie, I thought, was actually the perfect length. Okay, so this movie's about 2 hours, 20 minutes, and it uses those minutes to perfection. Okay, now before I get more into how good this movie is, I need to tell you what this is about, because I'd say there are some people out there who haven't seen this movie, since it is very old, made in 1968. It's kind of hard to say what it's about without spoiling anything, because I don't want to, because I think people should experience this movie not knowing anything. So basically, it's about human evolution. It takes place at different time periods, 4 of them to be exact. The first one is like at dawn of man. Second one is at like the a time in the future, which is now actually the past. The third one is a bit later in the future, and the fourth one is, okay, I'm not going to say anything about the fourth one, because that would saying anything about the fourth part of this movie is a complete spoiler. So I'm not going to say anything about this fourth part. Now, mainly I'm going to say that in the third part there's a supercomputer known as the HAL 9000, which is like a sort of computer that is genetically modified, very well done, and it's like the top of its greatness for the time. And so it's going with these with these 5 people, 3 of which who are in hypersleep, to Jupiter. And so on the mission, some bad stuff starts happening, and without spoiling too much, the computer starts having a few problems. I'm just gonna leave it at that with the computer because I don't want to spoil anything. Uh, Although if I have to say, I'm not gonna say what kind of character this is, but the computer is actually a great character. Now, it's just a great one. It has a very unique voice to it, and it's just really incredible the way the computer talks in the the computer is voiced by Douglas Rain. I don't really know who he is, but he has the perfect voice for the HAL 9000. You can really believe that this is a person. It's a very chilling kind of voice. That might be giving away a bit. I hope it's not giving away too much. I just have to touch on that. And so yeah, that's one of the greatest characters, and just a little hint, nearly as good as Darth Vader. That might have just spoiled it if it didn't. I'm happy that it didn't. If it did, I'm sorry if I might have spoiled it, but I had to touch on it. Okay, so, now, getting to the rest of the movie, first of all, this was made in 1968, and the visual effects hold up incredibly. In fact, they blow away just about every single effect that we have seen these past couple decades. I mean, seriously, these are the most realistic effects ever in movies. I mean, you believe everything that is on screen, no matter how ludicrous or anything like that it is. Also, there's a lot of scientific accuracy in this movie. Like, most movies do have a lot of problems in terms of science. Like ones like Star Wars and all, they don't really use real stuff and all. And even this movie does have a few inaccuracies, but it's just incredible how many accuracies are in this movie. Also, the acting. Well, to be honest, there's not a lot of dialogue in this movie, but when it's there, it's great, and nobody in this movie overacts. Everybody just does it very normally, as though they're real people and not just clowns or whatever. Well, I guess you could say clowns are people as well, but, compare a clown to maybe a businessman, and you can tell a bit of a difference in their tone. And basically these people aren't clowns, they're always the businessmen. And just before you ask, no, this movie is not boring. Now, to be honest, this movie is pretty slow, but that's actually a good thing in this scenario, because the way it's told using that slowness is perfect. I mean, the scenes usually take about 10 minutes altogether, but when they do so, you get to just see all those great visuals with the great score. Oh, by the way, this score for the movie is perfect. The soundtrack is perfect for this movie. There's use of classical music and orchestra, not to mention one of the best movie themes ever, and it's just great in this movie. Seriously, this movie just does it so well. It does everything so well. The acting is good, the script is great, the pacing is great, the use of everything being really slow is perfect, and it has one theme that very few movies deal with, a really deep one: evolution. It's actually all about evolution. That is the biggest theme in this movie, and I don't want to say more about it because it just spoil everything. And I can't put a spoiler review up because I want people to watch the movie, and people are just going to watch the spoiler review. So, yeah, just watch this movie. It's perfect. I don't want to touch on it too much, but I'm just saying this movie is absolutely perfect. If you don't believe me, watch the movie. Then take a look at what I just put up, okay? This movie has no flaws. In fact, it has minus flaws. Like minus 20 flaws it has. That's how good this movie is. I mean, seriously, I have no problems. I have things that I thought were too good. This movie was too good to be true, and it totally was true. Yes, this is cinema in every sense of the word. In my opinion, there will never be a better movie. There never was a better movie. This is, in all accounts, the perfect movie. So what am I going to give it? Oh, I don't know. Get ready to have your mind blown. I am giving it 11 out of 10. What, that's not possible? Who cares? It deserves 11 out of 10 because it's better than perfect. 11 out of 10 for this movie because it is better than perfect. This is the best movie ever made. In my opinion, of course. So go watch this movie. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Every single thing I said here, everything I didn't say that I wanted to say but I completely forgot, it's true. This movie is better than perfect. Okay. Sorry that I went a bit crazy there, but I just have to because, like I said, this movie's better than perfect. So, that's my first movie review. I hope you liked it. I'll get more up soon, and another movie is going to be on my channel soon. So, as always, you don't have to go while you got Timo.